Let's everyone move like five benches like to your right, because I mean people need to sit on stairs, so that's a little bit annoying. Awesome, thank you, thank you. Great, because now you guys can actually be in the picture. It looks like there's more people now that side is empty, that is not in the picture. This is the perfect way to manipulate the popularity of this Friday evening. Gets me more resources next year to say that we need to do this again. All right, great. Like Kope was saying, that there are multiple hubs in Finland that circles around the game industry, and Tampere is definitely one of them. And I'm here to tell you on behalf of IGDA Finland Tampere a little bit about the situation, what we have going on here in this city. Just a quick question: how many of you are not resident here in Tampere but came here for Tracon, basically? Okay, that's good to know. That's good. Great to see that you guys come here like one day early just to catch up. I mean, I know that none of you are here for me. You're probably here for Guy, Kope, or Carolina to tell a little bit something more interesting. But let me tell you quickly about about the industry, what we have here in Tampere. And I'm gonna be like half as fast as Kope, because I'm like half as professional. So I'm gonna go this through pretty quickly. So about us. Basically what is happening in Tampere is basically what is happening in Finland in general. So there are some companies that are not continuing business, but the ones that are growing, getting stronger, and looking for more people. So basically the whole thing is like the evolution that Darwin was telling, but in a fast space. So there's a lot of companies that were established like 3 years ago, and a lot of them are no longer existing. But many of those people are still working in the game industry in other companies. And we still have, to my understanding, based on information that I got from Neo Games, we still have 33 game studios here in Tampere. And we do a lot of variety of games. We do mobile, of course, PC, consoles. There was actually, if you go into Nintendo Switch eShop, you can probably find almost 50 games from Tampere already on Nintendo Switch, which is pretty amazing in my opinion.
How many of them are competitors?
There's no person here to ask about it, is there? But quite many. And it's a reasonable decision. Just a quick side note, it's a reasonable decision to get your games on Switch, because that thing is selling the fastest on any consoles throughout the history, and only like 40-something% are actually Mario, Zelda, and whatnot first-party games. So you still have a pretty good chance there. Also, we have our own VR hub in Finlation, dedicating to VR games. There are other studios working on VR as well. And even though, like Kope said, VR is still not business-wise really feasible. Not a lot of people have their VR headsets at home. But it's investing to a possible future where VR is a thing. Also, there are studios working with Finnish gambling. You all probably know Veikkaus. So studios working with Veikkaus on gambling machines. And also we got a pretty long history already on educational games here in Tampere as well. But we got a lot of studios. 33 for this size of a city is a lot. And the thing is, like I said, the one that survive are getting stronger, and that means that they have needs. and it's basically needs of new talents. So Tampere's situation at the moment is like we need more and more of talented and skillful people. And that is a good thing to have, that problem, but it would be even better if that would be solved. And it is a great thing though, that the universities are actually adapting. We got 3 universities for those who are not from Tampere. And those universities are really adapting to the situation. And even more and more, some of them bring out, for example, bring out more and more of education on game development, like directly, and have more and more people to participate with game companies. But not only that, but there are new teaching entities funded to provide like easier access to game development and studies on that. And that is a great thing, because I don't know if it's ever been any one of your cases that you've been thinking like, what is the stuff that I want to study for? And if you ever had that feeling, and you go and you think like, making video games would be cool because I can just sit around, play video games like a couple of hours in a day and make millions. That's not gonna be true. Just a quick heads up. Last month, basically, I did 6 weeks in 4 weeks. So that's basically game industry in the worst times. And I was not even in Finland for the whole month. So there is really good thing that there are these kind of like a low barrier places to learn about game development and game industry before you make the decision of going and dedicating 3.5 years of your life to educate on that, or when you get into a company and you learn that it's A, not that easy, B, it's not for you, C, both, or then you just cannot handle all the parties that game industry have. And the third part is that even the city is actually noticing that Tampere is making money with games. Surprise. People are actually buying games and spending money on free-to-play games. It's great that it took only like 30 years for city of Tampere to figure this out. But they're so soon to understand that there's actually money made with that. So, like I said, I'm only half of the professionalism that Koope has, so I keep this short and sweet. Because I cannot give out here all the possible ways to get into game industry, but I'm going to show you one, and you can learn the others through there. So IGDA is International Game Development Association working globally, and we have a hub here in we have station here in Finland and hub here in Tampere, and we have a Facebook page basically where we let people know about all the game industry related events, gatherings of like community, and the one thing is, like Koope was saying. One big thing about Finnish game industry is the community that we have. All people in the game industry spends time with other people in the game industry, sharing knowledge, sharing drinks, and I don't know what every kind of things we share. Some of those might need to go and show to a doctor. But all in all, I mean, we're just really community-driven people. We like to share. We like to talk about games, not only making games, but games in total. Everyone likes to bash No Man's Sky. Hey, great. But yeah, no, it's probably a good game. But anyway, if you want to be part of Tampere game industry, I highly suggest that you check out the Facebook page, even if everyone says that no one uses Facebook nowadays, but at least we still, get a few hundred people every now and then to come to our events. And yes, thank you. Awesome, it seems I have like 2 minutes if someone has some questions about game industry, game work, Anything in that matter? Friday evening Finnish audience, this is always the best. All right, there.
What's the major skill set currently most sought after in the game market?
We have already, I think, a lot of the 3D modeling problem has been pretty much solved nowadays. But the fact is still that we hire way too little of programmers. And that's not because we don't educate a lot of programmers, but because with programmers we actually need to always compete with a bigger market, like all the web development, all the big IT companies bringing those in as well. And game companies usually pay a little bit less than those huge companies like Fujitsu, for example. And then we have to fight hard for those programmers. So just a disclaimer: if you're a programmer, you can see my phone number there. Please send me a text message because I want to hire you if you're skillful. So yes, it's programmers. C++ and C# are the most used languages on game development in Finland. That was a great question. More questions?
Just to be sure, are all the ICTA events open for all who are interested in video games, or is it just for members of the video game industry?
No on both. It is open for everyone who is interested into game development. So if you're interested to, if you make your own indie games, please come there. If you are studying in game development, please come there. If you're already in the industry, you're getting paid for making games, you should be there. It is for everyone who are interested in making games. And not only for the members. The membership, all the benefits that comes from the membership are on top of that. You don't need to be a member of IGDA to come to the events. And please, usually, just come to the events first before you get the membership, because at least that sounds to me a lot more like organic way to do it. Okay, I could take one more question. Or not.
If you have an individual who is interested about filling your needs per se, or anything from programming and so on, so are they also allowed to either come to the meetings which you host, or should they contact you personally via your phone or email?
Of course, if I take myself as a personal example, always come to talk to me in an IGDA meeting about if you're looking for work. Usually, if I'm not looking for your talent, I might know someone who is. But if you know that you are the person that I am seeking as a princess in a Disney movie, C++, Unreal Engine would be you would be my prince. Then I don't care if you call me 5 a.m. But please be sober, because, otherwise it's going to be awkward for both of us. But beside that, if you find out that some company is looking for something, usually through their web pages, contact them, please do. I mean, we do, for example, in our company, get a lot of applications. But we are still looking for those C++ programmers with Unreal experience. So I think always it's the same as probably Työkkäri has told everyone. It's just like, you just need to keep bothering them until they give you a job. That's the truth. Especially with, people usually get a lot of emails, so, it's a good thing to also harass their social media and long enough so that the social media manager is like, please do something because this person is getting irritated. But, the most important thing is always that, a lot of applications just don't see the light of day. Awesome. So next, we are gonna continue here in 15 minutes with Guy Landers throwing us into the expectations in storytelling. And we also have another track starting in 15 minutes in Duetto, so that's like one floor below this one. And there we have a panel discussion with industry people telling how did they learn to make games. And they will let you know how you could learn to make games as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna save the last 10 minutes for those C++ people come here and take my business card, and for anyone who wants to be changing the room at this point. Okay, thank you.